Hola and welcome to ProSpanish. In today's video, we're going to work with the 5 most everyday meanings of the verb llevar and llevarse. Now, regular viewers will know that I never just explain new language. I always make sure that you leave my lessons being able to use the new language with confidence. And by the way, that's also a feature of my Levels 1 to 6 course. So we'll include a word list here so that anyone can join in, whatever your level. Okay, so as there's quite a good chance that you might already know this first usage of the verb llevar, we'll go through it quite quickly and you can take the opportunity to get familiar with some of these extra little words that I've listed below. So, llevar meaning to wear some clothes, to wear a new shirt, whatever it might be, to wear. How would you say, I have to wear something nice? What would that be? I have to wear something nice. Tengo que llevar algo bonito. Tengo que llevar algo bonito. And how would you say, I'm not going to wear this? No voy a llevar esto. No voy a llevar esto. I'm not going to wear this. How about, I want to wear this to the party. Quiero llevar esto a la fiesta. Quiero llevar esto a la fiesta. And how about this longer one? I don't want to wear this to work. I'm going to wear something different. So I don't want to wear this to work, I'm going to wear something different. What would that be? No quiero llevar esto al trabajo. Voy a llevar algo diferente. No quiero llevar esto al trabajo. Voy a llevar algo diferente. Okay, so llevar meaning to wear. Our next usage of llevar is to take. To take, or could be to bring something somewhere. So I'm going to bring this to school tomorrow. I need to take this to the party. So to take and possibly bring, depending on the context, to take something somewhere. So what does this mean? Voy a llevar pizza a la fiesta. Voy a llevar pizza a la fiesta. What does that mean? I'm going to take pizza to the party. And let's use wine this time. You may know that wine is vino. Vino, wine. How would you say, I want to take wine to the party? Quiero llevar vino a la fiesta. Quiero llevar vino a la fiesta. How about, I have to take something to work. So I'll be back soon. I have to take something to work. What would that be? Tengo que llevar algo al trabajo. Tengo que llevar algo al trabajo. How about, it's a party. I have to take something. It's a party. I have to take something. What would that be? Es una fiesta. Tengo que llevar algo. Es una fiesta. Tengo que llevar algo. And we could also take someone somewhere. So how would you say, I want to take Carmen to the party? What would that be? Quiero llevar a Carmen a la fiesta. Quiero llevar a Carmen a la fiesta. And there's no reason for you to have known that it has to be a Carmen. Okay, and that's just called the personal a. And in Spanish, after a verb, so what you might call the object of the verb, if it's a person, then you have to have the personal a, or a, letter A. So if you were going to say to see Carmen, to see is ver, you'd have to say ver a Carmen. Tengo que ver a Carmen. I have to see Carmen. So that just explains that a there. But otherwise, the take works in exactly the same way. Llevar a Carmen a la fiesta. To take Carmen to the party. And we'll just take a quick pause there while I mention our very popular Levels 1 to 6 course. This takes the complete beginner or a near beginner right up to a conversational level of Spanish in a series of very easy to follow steps. All the lessons on this YouTube channel are supplementary, whereas the core Levels 1 to 6 is very much a step-by-step program delivered by the same teacher as all the other videos on the ProSpanish YouTube channel. And while the style is very similar to what you'll be used to from these videos on the channel, the key difference is that every lesson carefully builds on the previous lessons so that you can really feel that progress of going from very little or no Spanish up to a level where you can confidently hold a conversation in Spanish. So again, that's available exclusively from prospanish.co.uk. How would you say, I don't want to take Anna to work? I don't want to take Anna to work. What would that be? No quiero llevar a Ana al trabajo. No quiero llevar a Ana al trabajo. And how about, I'm going to take Miguel to the, let's say to the station. La estación is the station. So I'm going to take Miguel to the station would be voy a llevar a Miguel a la estación. Voy a llevar a Miguel a la estación. And so far we've only used llevar as an infinitive. So to take and to wear. So let's just have some variety. We'll change it to llevo, which is I wear or I take. Llevo. So just changing the A and the R at the end to an O gives us the present tense I. So llevo, I take or I wear. What do you think this means? Normalmente llevo algo bonito. Normalmente llevo algo bonito. I normally wear something nice. How would you say, I normally wear this? Normalmente llevo esto. Normalmente llevo esto. How would you say, normally I take Carmen to work. Normalmente llevo a Carmen al trabajo. Normalmente llevo a Carmen al trabajo. Our third meaning, our third usage of llevar is for duration, to say how long something's been going on. So have a look at this. Llevo 2 años en mi trabajo. Llevo 2 años en mi trabajo. I've been in my job for 2 years. And a literal translation would be something like, I wear 2 years in this job, in my job. I wear 2 years in my job. how would you say, I've been in Madrid for 2 years? So in other words, I were 2 years in Madrid. What would that be? Llevo 2 años en Madrid. Llevo 2 años en Madrid. So I've been in Madrid for 2 years. I were 2 years in Madrid. How about I've been with Maria for 3 years? What would that be? Llevo 3 años con María. Llevo 3 años con María. And how would you say, I haven't been in Spain long. I haven't been in Spain long. And the way we would structure this is, I don't wear much time in Spain. I don't wear much time in Spain. And much time is quite easy. Mucho tiempo. Mucho tiempo, much time. So I don't wear much time in Spain. I haven't been in Spain long. No llevo mucho tiempo en España. No llevo mucho tiempo en España. And how would you say, I haven't been with Miguel for long? No llevo mucho tiempo con Miguel. No llevo mucho tiempo con Miguel. I don't wear much time with Miguel. Okay, so far we have llevar meaning to wear, llevar meaning to take, and llevar for duration. So to say how long you've been in a place or how long the situation has been for. So let's just go back to llevar as to take. Let's use this example. Voy a llevar este vino a la fiesta. Voy a llevar este vino a la fiesta. I'm going to take this wine to the party. So here we're talking about taking the wine somewhere. You can see from the diagram, to the party. Now look at this small change. Voy a llevarme este vino. Voy a llevarme este vino. And I've just added me to llevar, making it a reflexive verb. So, voy a llevar este vino, and we saw earlier to the party, going to take this wine, and voy a llevarme este vino, with the me on the end. And that also translates as, I'm going to take this wine, but by adding the me, so in other words, making it reflexive, the meaning has shifted. Now the meaning is just about taking it away from here, taking it with me. So in English, voy a llevarme este vino would still be, I'm going to take this wine, but really it means I'm going to take this wine away with me. It's just that we wouldn't say all that because from the context of the conversation, the situation, you wouldn't need to. But in Spanish, to convey that idea of I'm taking this away with me, we add the me and make it reflexive. Voy a llevarme este vino. This kind of thing sometimes might feel a little bit abstract, and the only way through that are examples. So have a look at this one. ¿Puedo llevarme esto? ¿Puedo llevarme esto? Can I take this? So that's the translation. Can I take this? But really you're saying, can I take this away with me? If I had just said, puedo llevar esto without the me, we would assume that the speakers had already talking about somewhere that it was being taken. So the chat was already about the party, and we say, no, can I take this? I.e., can I take this to the party? That's what it would mean if it didn't have the me, to take it somewhere. But if we're saying, puedo llevarme esto, we're not referring to somewhere that we're going to take it or that we want to take it, but just that take it away with me. And how would you say, I want to take away with me something nice. So I want to take something nice, but the idea being not to a place, but to take it away with me. What would that be? Quiero llevarme algo bonito. Quiero llevarme algo bonito. How about maybe you're in a shop and I'm going to take this. How would you say that? I'm going to take this. Voy a llevarme esto. Voy a llevarme esto. Because it wouldn't really be appropriate to say llevar without the me, without it being reflexive, because there's no real reason to be implying that you're taking it to a particular place. It's just that you're taking it away with you. Voy a llevarme esto. How about, can I take the umbrella? Perhaps there's only one umbrella at home. Can I take the umbrella? And umbrella is el paraguas. El paraguas. ¿Puedo llevarme el paraguas? ¿Puedo llevarme el paraguas? And a present tense one, so one using llevo. How would you say, normally I take a coffee? So normally I take a coffee with me, like when I leave the house. What would that be? Normalmente me llevo un café. Normalmente me llevo un café. And you might not have known that when we've got a conjugated verb, so a verb that's not the to-do verb, so like llevo, then the me has to go at the beginning, or before it, I mean. Normalmente me llevo un café. So normally I take a coffee with me. And the reflexive of llevar, so llevarme, if we're talking about myself, or me llevo in the present tense, I take, I wear, whatever it might be, can be used in another way. It's used with bien, well. It's used with bien to mean to get along with someone. For example, tengo que llevarme bien con Miguel. Tengo que llevarme bien con Miguel. I have to get along with Miguel. Or to remember that you need to include the bien, the well. I have to get on well with Miguel. And to help you remember that structure for to get along with someone, maybe you could think of, I have to wear myself well with Miguel. I have to wear myself well with Miguel. Obviously it sounds strange, but it might be memorable. How would you say, I want to get along well with Maria? Quiero llevarme bien con María. Quiero llevarme bien con María. How about, I'm not going to get along with Pablo? And remember, you've got to say, I'm not going to get along well with Pablo. No voy a llevarme bien con Pablo. No voy a llevarme bien con Pablo. How about one in the present tense? Normally, I get along well with Anna. What would that be? Normalmente me llevo bien con Ana. Normalmente me llevo bien con Ana. How about I don't get along with Carmen? I don't get along with Carmen, so I don't get along well with Carmen. What would that be? No me llevo bien con Carmen. No me llevo bien con Carmen. And that's all we have time for today. As mentioned earlier, if you're looking to become confident and conversational in Spanish, then head over to prospanish.co.uk where you can download the full Levels 1 to 6 course.